friends, I welcome you all to the second part of XRD data analysis tutorial video. The first part I gave the tutorial of phase matching of recorded XRD data with the standard JS videos file, and this video I am going to be show you how to calculate some of the structural parameters from the XRD data. So keep watching the video and subscribe the YouTube channel, and this video is more helpful for the beginners of material researchers. Okay, now I am going to show you what are the parameters we can calculate from the XRD data. First one is crystallite size, which is calculated from the Debye-Scherrer formula, which is 0.9 lambda by beta cos theta. So lambda is the wavelength of the X-ray source and beta is the full width at half maximum of peaks, individual XRD peaks, and theta is the angle of diffraction. And then after the crystallite calculation, we use that crystallite size to calculate the dislocation density. So dislocation density is nothing but 1 divided by square root of the crystallite size. Okay, then we calculate texture coefficient. So it's nothing but I by I0 divided by 1 by n summation of I by I0. Here I is the peak intensity and I0 is the peak intensity of reference level, and n is the number of peaks for calculating. Okay, so these are the structural parameters we can calculate from the XRD data. So now I am going to show you how to calculate. So before calculating these structural parameters, we have to fit the XRD data using any one of the plotting tool. Here I am using Origin as a plotting tool. So I open Origin. So after opening this Origin, first you have to import the XRD data. So whether the data is a CSV file or raw file or ASCII file, whatever it is format, we can easily import into the Origin, or we can copy the data files. So now it's Origin open. So now I import my XRD data file. So this is the import wizard. So I click it. So dialog box open. So from here you can select different file format, ASCII, binary, and user defined. If you click user defined, you can works it CSV file. Okay, here I select ASCII and select the location of the data. So I select my data, add, OK, then finish. Okay, so now the data is imported. So now select the two columns and plot. So go to plot. Okay, recently used and basic 2 dimensions and line, or otherwise you have a simple here plotting tool, simple. So just click, so you can get the graph. Okay, after plotting this graph, you have to resize the x-axis. So just click on the x-axis data and right click, and it gives property. So go to property. From the properties, to rescale the x-axis from 25 to 80. The difference value is 5. Okay. Then so after rescaling, we have to fit the peaks to find out the full width at half maximum. Okay, so for that I am going to analysis and peak and baseline and multiple peak fit and open dialog box. Okay, here you have to select the peak function. So lot of functions is there. That first bitting function is Lorentz. So I choose Lorentz as the peak function, then click OK. So here you get a message, double click to pick peaks. So how many peaks you want to pick? So you click on the peaks. So I double click on the peaks, likewise. So I select 7 peaks. So after double click all the peaks, so open nonlinear fit, it will take some time. So after the nonlinear fit open, the dialog boxes comes. So see the background, the fitting peaks comes on the fitted peaks. Okay, here you have to run fit until converged icon. Just you want to click. Okay, so after clicking here, that fitting convergence is okay. Okay, after your fitting is converged, we get a message okay. If it is not converged, again it shows fit. Okay, then you have to choose different functions, but Lorentz is the first function. It can be fit all the data. Okay, so then done. So after click done, so you get a message of all the peaks, the peak 1, peak 2, peak 3. Okay, so we get the data of peak 1, peak 2, peak 3, peak 4, peak 5, peak 6 and peak 7. Here y0 value and x2 theta value and FWHM and area. Okay, so these are the values we can get it. So now we have to copy this value. So to copy these values, so we have to go the data sheet. From the data sheet, first sheet shows the XRD data and second sheet gives the fitted data files, fitted data of the XRD data. Okay, so in this data sheet we have to choose summary of the sheet. Okay, this summary which gives all the 2 theta values, full FWHM value, area, height. Okay, copy these 2 theta values and FWHM value and intensity values in a Excel sheet. Okay, so just I open Excel sheet. Here already I put all the things for a time consuming purpose. I make it this Excel. Okay, so now I copy this 2 theta value. Just copy, click and drag and copy, or right click, copy, or you can use shortcut key Ctrl plus C. Okay, then paste here 2 theta. Then FWHM value, one by one you can copy it and paste in Excel sheet. In Excel sheet we can easily calculate the all the parameters. Okay, then height value, intensity, I paste it here. So after pasting all the values we get crystallite size, dislocation density and texture coefficient, because previously I entered all the formulas of in the Excel sheet. Okay, so how to enter? So first the crystallite size is 0.9 lambda by beta cos theta. So here I put 0.9 as the one variable in one cell and lambda in another cell. So lambda is 1.5406 into 10 power minus 10. So you have to type like this. Okay, 1.5406 into 10 power minus 10. Okay, then I0 value I copied from here. This is I0 value. So I copied from the origin and pasted it here. Okay, then now and 2 theta and FWHM is in the degrees. In crystallite size calculation we need a radians. Okay, so I will show you how to. I type it here. So formula is A2 into B2. So A2 is the 0.9, A2 is the 0.9 and B2 is the lambda value and divided by radians of B5. Radians of B5. Radians is the conversion of degree into radian. So radians of B5 is the full FWHM and multiplication of cos of radians of A5 by 2. So 2 theta. So we have to calculate theta. So 2 theta divided by 2. Radians of 2 theta divided by 2. Okay. So after giving these values we get the crystallite size. Okay, here the size is 2.589 into 10 power minus 8. So you have to move one decimal in right hand side. We get 25.89 into 10 power minus 9. So we get the nanometer of the crystallite size. So from this crystallite size we confirm that our prepared material is nanomaterial or micromaterial. That's the things we are getting from this crystallite size calculations. Okay, so likewise we have to do all the peaks, we get the crystallite size of all the peaks, and from this peak crystallite size we get the average value of crystallite size. Okay, then from this crystallite size we can calculate the dislocation density. Just is very simple formula, 1 divided by, you give the cell value of that square, so you can get crystallite dislocation density. Okay, so after that for texture coefficient calculations we need I by I0 value. So here we select 7 peaks. Okay, so we have I0 value and this is the intensity of individual peaks. So first we have to calculate I by I0 of all the peaks. So just divided by the value C5 divided by C2. Okay, so divided by all the values. After the calculation of I by I0, just we calculate texture coefficient. So in texture coefficient, one things we should remember, which peak you have to calculate, that peak should be in numerator. Okay, in the numerator. So if for example, so if you want to calculate texture coefficient of this peak, so you have to put this peak intensity as the numerator. Okay, so then only it is getting the texture coefficient of that particular peak. So if you want to calculate a texture coefficient of any particular peak, that particular peak intensity should be in numerator, and all other parameter, all other intensity of peaks should be in denominator, summation over. Okay, so then you can easily get the texture coefficient. So from these texture coefficient values we can get the information of which peak is dominantly crystallinity, which peak have the highest crystallinity. So here the third peak has the higher texture coefficient, so it shows that third peak is the higher crystallinity. So we can see from the graph, so third peak. Okay, so that's the things we are getting from the texture coefficient. Okay, so these are the parameters we can calculate it from the XRD data. Okay, so I think this video is more easy and helpful to you to find out the structural parameters like crystallite size, dislocation density and texture coefficient. I hope this helps you for research purpose. So if you are like this video, you share to your friends. Thank you.